Finally, after months of being on a hiatus, the hot red-headed chick returns back to her rightful place in the front row of the TNA audience as we get to see the epic match between Sting and Ric Flair. And before I start this, I have to ask people a question. Is Earl Hebner the blindest referee to ever exist in the history of wrestling, or does every TNA match just have no disqualification rules these days? And correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't interference in a match usually lead to no contest? And don't you normally have to tag yourself in a match before you can make a pinfall? Wait, who's booking this stuff again? Oh, Vince Russo? Oh, then never mind. Just completely ignore everything I just said. So we're building up to Bound for Glory, the biggest pay-per-view in TNA's history. And this is basically what we have to look forward to. Over the next few weeks, we have a Knockouts tournament, which was made by one of the most beautiful non-horse looking women in the world, Karen Jarrett. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to have a few knockout matches, and the winner of those matches are going to fight for the Women's Championship at Bound for Glory. So it's a nice little thing to look forward to every week. Tonight, we had Velvet Sky take on her best friend, Angelina Love. And by the way, Velvet Sky had the most beautiful tights. Oh my god, I want to see her wear these more often. And I fucking hate Angelina Love for interrupting that entrance before it could get good. But whatever, Velvet Sky picks up the win, as she should. This is going to be the woman who's going to be the Knockouts champion at Bound for Glory. And I don't get why people are complaining about that so much. Saying, oh, if she wins the championship, then the Knockouts are going to be dead. Like, I think it's still stupid how people think that wrestling is the only thing that matters and it's the only thing that's going to get people championships. I mean, if wrestling was the only thing that got people championships, then 99.9% of the people that have been world champion would have never been world champions. So on top of the knockout matches we have coming for the next coming weeks, we also have Bobby Roode about to take on every member of 4chan over the next coming weeks, basically just to see who's really jealous of him and his success. And I think this is a pretty good idea. I mean, every member of 4chan is a good wrestler, so this should lead to some pretty good matches over the next coming weeks. Obviously, I think Christopher Daniels is ultimately going to be the one that ends up turning on him and turning heel. I mean, the way he was cutting his promo was pretty hilarious, how every other sentence was, haha, I beat AJ, ha ha ha. And on top of that, we also have this to look forward to. Sting is going to take on Hulk Hogan at Bound for Glory in what should be a 5-star classic matchup that I cannot wait to see. I mean, the way Sting moved in this match, I mean, you could just tell Sting still has it. He was moving like thunder in that ring. So yeah, not a lot to talk about from this episode. That's pretty much it. So yeah, we definitely have a few stuff to look forward to over the next coming weeks. And Bound for Glory isn't having exactly the greatest build of all time, but it has a decent pay-per-view build. Definitely a lot better than a lot of the pay-per-views they've had this year. It's definitely looking like it could be an interesting show. With, of course, one of the most classic matches that everyone cannot wait to see planned. Ooh, it's just going to be amazing, isn't it? So yeah, that's TNA for this week. Yada, yada, yada. Blah, blah, blah. The end.